Right now, while you are watching this, an AI note taker is probably sitting silently inside someone's calendar, quietly shipping a recording of a private meeting up to a server that none of you in that room have ever seen. Your salary talk, your therapy session, your co founder argument, transcribed, stored, and analyzed on a machine you do not own and cannot audit. Everyone told you that is just the price of good meeting notes. It is not. There is a free, open source app with over 23,000 stars on GitHub that does the exact same job. The live transcript, the clean AI summary, the searchable history, except not one single byte ever leaves your laptop. In the next 10 minutes, I am going to install it with you, run a real meeting through it, and show you the honest parts nobody mentions. So let me seal the room and let me show you what private actually looks like. First, let me show you the leak because most people genuinely do not know it is happening. When you drop a CloudBot into your call or you let a browser extension listen in, here is the real path your words take. The audio gets uploaded. It is transcribed on their servers. It is stored in their database. And more often, it is quietly used to train the next model. This is not paranoia, it has a price tag. The average data breach now costs a company around $4.4 million. Regulators have already handed out billions in privacy fines under GDPR. And in two party consent states, secretly recording a conversation can be flat out illegal. So watch this meter in the corner. The second your meeting lives on someone else's computer, the room is breached, and you have lost control of who hears it forever. For a quick catch up call, maybe you do not care. For anything that actually matters, you should. So here is the fix, and its name is Meetily. It is a free open source AI meeting assistant, and its entire reason to exist is one promise: 100% local processing, no cloud required. The audio, the transcription models, the recordings, the transcripts, all of it stays on your own machine. Nothing to upload, nothing to leak. And this is not some abandoned hobby project. It has passed 23,000 stars on GitHub. It has been downloaded over 300,000 times, and it runs on Mac, Windows, and Linux. It is released under the MIT license, which in plain English means it is genuinely free forever, and you can even read every line of code that touches your voice. Watch the meter. The moment your notes run locally, the room seals shut and it snaps back to 0 bytes, leaving your machine. That single number, 0, is the whole point of this video. Before we install it, let me show you how it pulls this off, because it is genuinely clever. Meetily is built on Rust, which is why it feels fast and light instead of like a browser tab pretending to be an app. When your meeting starts, it captures two things at once: your microphone and the system audio. So it hears both you and the people coming through your speakers. That audio goes straight into a local transcription engine, either Whisper or a newer model called Parakeet, running right on your own processor, using your Mac or your graphics card to go up to 4 times faster than you might expect. Out comes a live transcript on your screen in real time. Then, when the meeting ends, a language model reads that transcript and writes the summary. And here is the beautiful part: that summarizer can be a model called Ollama, running fully offline on your laptop. So even the summary never touches the internet. Capture, transcribe, summarize, all of it in a sealed room. Now let us actually set it up. Installing it is honestly the easy part. So let me walk you through it exactly. You go to the Meetily GitHub page, you open the releases section on the right, and you grab the latest version for your system. On a Mac, that is a single dot DMG file. You double click it, you drag the Meetily icon into your applications folder, and that is the entire install. On Windows, it is a normal setup.exe installer that you just run. The one extra step, and this is the part that keeps everything private, is the local AI. If you want offline summaries, you install that free Ollama app alongside it and pull down one small model, which is two commands you copy and paste once. The team even ships a guide for it. That is it. No account to create, no credit card, no sign in, no cloud project to configure. You downloaded an app and now you own your meeting notes. Let us record something real. Here is where it gets satisfying. You open Meetily, you give your meeting a name, and you hit record right as your real call starts on Zoom or Meet or Teams. It does not care which one because it is listening to your machine, not plugging into their platform. And immediately, the transcript starts filling in, live, line by line, as people speak. You can literally watch the words appear while the conversation is still happening. Because it is grabbing both your mic and the system audio, it catches everyone, not just you. And the whole time, look at the corner. The meter stays at 0. Nothing is being uploaded because the model doing the listening is sitting right there on your own processor. This is the moment the idea clicks for most people. A full, accurate, live meeting transcript with genuinely nothing phoning home. When the call wraps, you hit stop, and now you have the raw material. Time to turn it into something you would actually read. Nobody wants to reread a 40-minute transcript, and this is where Meetily earns its place. You hit generate summary, and the local model reads the entire conversation and hands you back something structured. The key points, the decisions that were made, and crucially, the action items. Who agreed to do what, by, when. A wall of talk becomes a clean, skimmable brief in a few seconds. And because you can pick which model writes it, you can tune the result. Want it completely private and free? Point it at your local Ollama model and it never touches the internet. Want the sharpest possible writing on a call that is not sensitive? You can point it at Claude or at Grok or at any AI provider you already pay for. You choose, per meeting, how private versus how powerful you want to be. That single choice, local or cloud, on your terms, is the flexibility every lockdown tool refuses to give you. Speaking of that choice, let me help you actually make it. Let me pause the build for a second and tell you why a tool like this even exists. Because it is a story you might recognize. The people who build local first software almost always have the same origin. They sat in a meeting that genuinely mattered, a health thing, a legal thing, a deal, and they watched a little cloud bot silently join and start recording, and they felt that cold drop in their stomach, the realization that they had just lost control of those words. And instead of accepting it, they spent nights and weekends building the version where that never happens again. That instinct, own your own data, is worth protecting. And it is exactly why this channel exists too. If you are getting value from this, do the one free thing that keeps it alive. Become a member here on YouTube and a subscriber over on Facebook, and follow along on Instagram too. Subscribing is not the same as following. So if you only ever do one, make it the membership. Because that is what lets me keep testing the private, honest tools instead of the sponsored, hyped ones. Okay, handshake done. Back to the room. Because now you have to make one real decision. Here is the one setting that decides everything. And I want you to get it right. Meetily lets you choose the brain that writes your summaries. And there are really two camps. Camp 1 is fully local, the Ollama option. The model lives on your laptop. It works on a plane with no Wi Fi. It costs nothing per meeting. And the meter never moves off zero. The trade is that the writing is good, not genius. And a big model will make your fan spin. Use this for anything sensitive. Full stop. Cam 2 is a cloud AI like Claude or Grok where you paste in your own key. The writing is sharper and faster. It works on a weak laptop. But now that transcript does leave your machine to get summarized, so the meter ticks up. Use this only for meetings. You would happily forward in an email anyway. My honest rule is simple: default to local and reach for the cloud only when the call is boring and the polish actually matters. The power move is that Meetily lets you decide, meeting by meeting, instead of some company deciding for you. Now, let me be the one person who tells you the unglamorous truth, because I would rather you trust me than get surprised. Meetily is real and it works, but it is young. There are over 270 open issues on the project right now, which is exactly what an active, fast moving app looks like. And it also means you will hit the occasional rough edge, a setup step that fights you, or a model download that needs patience. Second, there is a paid tier. The core app you just watched is free and open source forever. But there is a Meetily Pro, around $10 a month, that adds things like polished exports, templates, and speaker labels that tell you who said what. That is a fair way to fund the free version, not a bait and switch. But you should know it exists. And third, running a good local model asks something of your computer. On an older or lighter machine, the offline route will feel slow. And that is the honest catch of true privacy. You are doing the work your laptop used to hand off to a data center. None of that breaks the promise. It just means you should walk in with clear eyes. So, who should actually stop what they are doing and set this up tonight? If you are a therapist, a lawyer, a doctor, or a coach, and confidentiality is not a nice to have, but a legal duty. This is not optional, it is the responsible default. If you are a founder talking to investors or handling anything under an NDA, your unreleased numbers should not live on a stranger's server. If you work in healthcare, finance, or government, where compliance teams lose sleep over exactly this, a fully local note taker is the answer to the question they keep asking. And honestly, even if you are just a person who believes your own conversations belong to you, that is reason enough. The pitch is not that cloud tools are useless. It is that you should get to choose. And until today, most of you did not know you had a choice. Now you do. Your meetings, transcribed and summarized on hardware you control with a meter that stays at zero. Most people will keep dropping cloud bots into their most private meetings simply because nobody ever showed them the door. You just walk through it. You know the leak is real. You have watched a free open source app seal the room, and you know how to install it, record with it, and summarize with it tonight. To make it dead simple, I put together a one-page private meeting setup guide, the exact install steps, the local model to pick, and my privacy checklist, all on a single sheet. To grab it free, just comment the word airlock on this video and I will send it straight to you, or it is linked below. And if you want to go further and actually build your own local AI tools, my 4 beginner guides walk you hand in hand through Claude Code, Codex building with agents, and getting certified, all linked in the description. If this earned it, do the 2-second thing. Become a member here on YouTube and a subscriber on Facebook, and follow on Instagram, so the next honest teardown finds you the day it drops. Now go take your meetings back.